I'll convince David Eby.
I'll
convince him.
You can convince him.
I'll convince him.
Alberta's premier promising to win over her BC counterpart to support a new oil pipeline to the west coast. Premier David Eby has pointed out there's no proposal and no proponent to build it. But at an energy conference in Calgary Tuesday, Danielle Smith told the crowd she's on top of that as well.
That's my job. There will be soon. We're working very hard on being able to get industry players, private sector players, to realize this time might be different.
Smith says she wants the pipeline and expanded rail capacity to run from Alberta to the port of Prince Rupert. That's about 1,400 kilometers west of Edmonton.
I think we owe it to Alberta. I think we owe it to our neighbors, our fellow Canadians, to at least examine it very, very seriously and have a solid look at the risk reward.
Some energy experts have criticized Smith's push for a pipeline, doubting the market for Alberta oil overseas and pointing out that laying pipe to Prince Rupert through the mountains and next to a major river would be difficult, costly, and environmentally risky. Eby's office directed City News to previous comments where the British Columbia Premier said if a project application comes forward, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. This BC-based political scientist says Eby is trying to thread the needle of appearing open for business, but still sensitive to voters who don't want more pipelines.
There are going to be a lot of British Columbians who are concerned about the environmental impact on areas that are under a certain amount of protection right now, not going to want to give up on that, and others who are going to rightly be concerned regarding the status of Indigenous land claims along any pipeline.
Smith was again asked about an apparent rise in support for Alberta leaving Canada and said Ottawa can cool that down with more pipelines and fewer environmental rules.
Well, I hope the Prime Minister doesn't want to test it because I take it seriously. I have never seen separatist sentiment be as high as it is right now. We've done our own polling and we've seen numbers as high as 37%. You look historically, I don't know if it's ever been that high. But again, I've also seen it dissipate when Ottawa addresses the legitimate concerns Alberta has.
The Prime Minister is due back in Alberta this weekend for the G7 summit in Kananaskis. From Edmonton, Sean Amato, City News.